It's 11 o'clock in the morning and Inde, Simba, Buja and Arade are getting lunch ready. They're all married to this man, 65-year-old Ayatu Nure. Maintaining a large family is a challenge. How to divide time between so many spouses is another. But for Ayatu Nure, the decision is made for him by his wives.
Some say I need to spend 2 days with each of them. Some say 1 day is enough. Others say that's not enough. I discuss it with them, and they decide.
In Ethiopia's remote, densely populated region of Oromia, it's common for men to have at least 4 wives, as long as they can provide for them and their children. But this is not your usual family. Ayatu Nure has 12 wives and 78 children. So many children, Ayatu can't even remember their names.
When they're seated in a group, 5 or 6, I would say, "Who's there?" And they would say, "It's us." I would say, "Who?"
Apart from forgetting names, Ayatu never worried about having such a large family.
Life was easy for me before. Life did not cost much. I had land, property and money. I could feed all of them.
But all that changed when Ayatu saw the land that he had inherited from his father shrink to just 10 hectares. For each new wife that he took, he sold land or cattle to meet the dowry payment, typically $500 to $1,000. What was left was not enough to maintain his large family. Having many children is a sign of a man's wealth in this part of the world, but for Ayatu it backfired. Now he is paying the price: poverty. Once a week, Ayatu makes his way to the market in Kofale, some 25 kilometers from home. Today, he is accompanied by 2 of his sons. One of his sons needs a pair of trousers. Ayatu can't afford the price asked by the vendor, 60 birr or $6. What's more, 10 of Ayatu's teenage boys had to quit secondary school this year. Paying the annual boarding cost of roughly $1,300 for all of them was impossible. Sending his girls to school proved difficult also, so he decided to marry off 2 of his 15-year-old daughters to ease the burden.
I cannot afford their food, clothing, school materials and rent. I have a big problem. There's no more property and I'm getting tired.
His first wife, Inde, is also 65 years old. They married when they were both 15. She bore him 10 children, 7 of whom survived. Despite their economic hardship, Inde bears him no grudge for making her share her husband and their resources with so many others.
I loved him. I married him. I had his children. Why should I hate him now?
She's my first wife, the one I married when I was young. She's my life.
His last wife, Zainaba, has 3 children. She still wanted to marry Ayatu in spite of his reversal of fortune.
Everybody loves him. Because everyone loves him, I got carried away also.
But Zainaba is now very worried about the future.
Those who finished school are unable to find work. In the meantime, the young ones are growing up fast.
Not willing to leave the size of her family to fate, she is taking steps.
I'm taking injections every 3 months.
To assist women like Ayatu's wives, the government of Ethiopia launched a network of 29,000 health extension workers who teach both men and women about family planning. Two of Ayatu's wives are using long-term implants. Many women in remote villages opt for this method because of the distance between their homes and health centers. Men also are interested in learning more about choosing when and when not to have children. Here they anxiously jostle for condom packets. Ayatu is one of them. He is discouraging his wives from having any more children.
The day turned black on me. When I see my children hungry, when I'm able to clothe one and not another, or they go without eating, can I eat when they're not eating?
Ayatu's family is outsized even by Ethiopian standards, where having at least 5 children per mother is the norm. With the population of the country now at 73 million, Dr. Monique Rakoto Malala of the United Nations Population Fund in Ethiopia is concerned.
They cannot sustain 2.7%, population growth per year, which means 2 million people, new people every year.
At this rate, the population could double over the next 24 years, severely stretching existing resources. Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, Minister of Health, says that the secret is smaller families.
We have to educate our communities and tell them the benefits of having less children, because it will bring quality of life to the household.
Households like that of 30-year-old Danye, Ayatu's eldest son. He lives here with his 2 wives and 8 children.
Since he had so much property, I expected it to be enough for all of us.
To avoid being trapped like his father, Danye put himself through school and is now a teacher. He farms when he's not in the classroom. His brothers and neighbors are helping to reap barley today. It has been a good harvest this year, so Danye is able to share the burden of caring for some of his siblings.
This is a lesson for everyone. I know how difficult it was and how he is struggling to feed everyone. I would advise all Ethiopians not to follow this example.
But Ayatu's legacy is much more than the family he created. He has now become an advocate in the community, warning others not to make the same mistakes he did.
Having children is good. The problem is having too many. If you get married, have 1 or 2 children.